Well, good evening, our beloveds. We will try a different approach tonight. Our another still coughs when she speaks. It's just the long COVID impacting her lungs. For many of you, this time is filled with a lot of distress and disturbances. You're trying to keep your emotions to a minimum, to keep your focus on the horizon instead of the problems presented before you. And you're really doing your best to remain regulated. And we want to acknowledge that. But sometimes being so well behaved and so well regulated is not in your best interest. Sometimes when your house is burning, it is better to scream, "Fire, fire, fire," than to gently and lovingly walk down to the fire station saying, "Hey, my house seems to be burning to the ground." Sometimes that mama bear energy, if you will, is appropriate. It teaches those around you that this is an important message, that you have something to share that they need to hear immediately in the here and the now. And that if they don't, you will go to the next person and the next person and the next person. Managing these energies and these emotions that are bubbling up right now are challenging. And so we encourage you to feel what you're feeling, to tie this emotion to wherever it came from in the past so that you can see the connection and then to work through it. Don't deny these emotions that are bubbling up. If something happened to you when you were 3 years old, for example, and it desires to be released, your experience in the here and the now will remind you of that and will offer you an opportunity to work through what you couldn't when you were younger and not in a position of power where you could speak up. What 3-year-old has the vocabulary to fully explain why they feel unsafe? And honestly, what 3-year-old in the past had a parent who had the capacity to hear them and to meet their needs? It was a different time back then, right or wrong. And we are moving forward into a new energetic imprint. So every time something comes up, allow it to move through you. Ask yourself when the first time was that you remember feeling this way. And then just allow yourself to feel it. Don't try to solve it and don't try to avoid it. Just be present with it and allow itself to move from A to Z. If you are successful, by the time you get to the end, there will be a level of detachment because you will no longer be energized by this particular emotion or experience. And the more that you can do this, the more you will prepare your body to somatically heal from past trauma, which are emotions, sensations, experiences, and novelties, being very generous here. Our goal today is not to use terminology that might trigger anyone. Just know that your body remembers these moments and reminds you of how unsafe you felt at another time, or how unheard you felt at another time, or how unloved you felt at another time. And these moments, these reminders, tell you that you can now choose to do it differently. Love that younger version of you. Allow that younger version of you to feel seen and heard as you allow those emotions to wash through your body. And then just allow it to be present without solving it. You and your cohorts simply wish to be witnessed. When you are witnessed, it helps immensely for you not to feel so unseen and unloved and traumatized and damaged. It's not a one-stop fix, but it is pulling off the phyllo layers of dough to unearth the ultimate trauma below all of this, which is simply not feeling loved and not feeling good enough. Most of you have this trauma in different or varying degrees, and it is time. You need not seek an EMDR specialist or anyone else for that matter if you can learn how to somatically allow your body to feel seen, heard, experienced, and loved. And lastly, recognize that this is most likely a lifelong journey because you have had so many micro and macro traumatic experiences that as you heal, we will, generally speaking, pull out the bigger pebbles. But with time, we'll work down to the smaller traumas to get your soul imprint as pure and holy. And remember, as you release the traumas, your unique gifts will also come in greater fortitude because the room that is left behind will be filled by something else. And our desire is to fill it with curiosity and grace and love for self. So if you are interested, just simply ask us to come in and to help to guide you to heal from your trauma. That is it. One day at a time. And we will show you how, when, where, and why. And so it is. Namaste.